This conference will now be recorded.
Saving this file. Sixth of August. So yesterday we are learning about vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. Vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. So before going to that one, let us understand. Let us recap what we have discussed yesterday. So you are going to get an opportunity in a software company. That software companies are called Microsoft partners. Those are called Microsoft partners. That software companies are called Microsoft partners because we are working for Microsoft. And this is client. This is called client. You are going to receive material from the vendors. These organizations are called vendors or suppliers. You are receiving material from different companies. Those companies are called vendors or suppliers, and you are selling material to different customers. This is called, these organizations are called customers. So here there are four organizations. One is software companies, another one is wherever you are implementing this product, and this company from where they are purchasing material and to whom you are selling material. So one is software company, which you are actually working in the company. But for understanding better about this ERP, you need to imagine like you are running an electronic shop and you are purchasing material and you are selling material. So software companies, client, and this is vendors, and these are customers. It should be very much clear to every mindset. These all are called vendors. These are customers. These vendors also called suppliers. These all are different organizations. Okay. So whenever you are receiving material from the vendor, this is giver. This is giver because here he is giving the material to me. It is a giver. And receiver means this is receiving by the customer. So that is the reason, as per the golden rules, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So this is golden rule, one of the golden rule. So he is giving material, giver. That is the reason creditors means, credit means vendors are also called creditors. Vendors are also called creditors. And customers are receiver. So customers are also called debtors. So they will not speak debitors, it is debtors, creditors and debtors. B will be silent. So all vendors are creditors, all customers are debtors. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. This is one golden rule. Next one is debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. Debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. This is for balance sheet. For balance sheet, debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. For profit and loss accounts, debit the loss or gain, sorry, loss or expenses or loss. Credit income or gain. These are the three golden rules as per the commerce. These are the three golden rules. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. That is, all debit the receiver and credit the giver means that's what here all customers are debtors. All customers are debtors. All vendors are creditors. So debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. Here remember, debit means positive sign, credit means negative. So in the balance sheet side, always positive should be there. More positive should be there, the balance sheet side. Whereas P&L side, it is opposite. Negative should be more, because these two are opposite. So trial balance is equal to balance sheet plus profit and loss. Okay, once again we will discuss every day at least 1 week to 10 days, so that you will understand these things clearly. Okay, it's not a complex, only these things if you have to remember. So how to remember, I will explain you slowly one by one. The logics behind how to remember, I will explain you, so that you can understand all these things. Now 4 transactions you should know. Being a finance consultant, you need to understand 4 transactions: vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. These are the 4 transactions you need to learn very clearly. That's it. All finance will be covered in this, major finance will be covered in these 4 transactions: vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. These are the 4 transactions. You should be very much clear. So if it is a vendor invoice, there are many types of invoices. First one you are learning, invoice journal. There are 4 processes in vendor invoice process. There are 4 methods in the system, or 4 forms available. We'll understand later. So one of the process is invoice journal. Here invoice journal means expenses account data to vendor account credit. Expenses account data to vendor account credit. What means here, debit the expenses and credit the giver. That is this one. That rule is we are applying. Debit means what comes, debit the expenses and credit the vendor. So invoice journal means expenses account data to vendor account credit. Vendor payment means you are doing payment to the vendor, so your cash or bank balance will be decreased, going out. The money is going out, and vendor account debit. So if it is invoice journal, expenses account data to vendor account credit. because here you need to apply debit the uh, debit the receiver and credit the giver. So this is credit, and expenses account debit because expenses are loss or debit and credit. So if it is confusing all, forget about all those things. Simply you need to remember only one logic. Debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. That's it. If you this one remember, you can understand all these things. Remove all these things. It is as per the golden rules. So simply if you remember this one, it is fine. Debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. Initially, invoice we are creating because you will receive the material from the vendor. So the process is you are receiving the material from the vendor. This receiving material is maybe a expense items, maybe material. Sometimes I'm purchasing A4 stationery. I'm purchasing paper napkins. I'm purchasing water bottles. I'm purchasing office equipment. I'm purchasing pens. I'm purchasing notepads. I'm purchasing washing machines. So if it is a washing machine that is for trading purpose, that is different scenario. All these expenses. So that expenses account debtor to vendor account credit. So here, as I told you, balance sheet and profit and loss account are exactly opposite. So that the sum of balance sheet and trial balance is equal to 0. So here you are entering positive and here you are entering negative. Then it will become 0. So here debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. Exactly opposite behavior in this. So if you don't remember all these things, golden rules, leave it. Not required. For naming convention, you need to remember. If anyone is asking, you can remember. But here, debit means what comes in, credit means what goes out. This is applicable for balance sheet. So vendor is credited. Vendor is credited because you are receiving the material. I need to pay money to the vendor. I need to pay money to the vendor to this material. That is the reason vendor is credit. And debit is expenses. It is expenses is debited. So expenses account debtor to vendor account credit. And while doing payment, vendor payment, so simply one you need to remember. If it is invoice journal, I need to pay money to the vendor. I need to pay money to the vendor. That is the reason vendor account credit. While doing vendor payment, I am paying money. So my cash or balance, bank balance are decreasing. Here I need to pay money. Here I have paid money. So as I need to pay money, it is vendor account credit. Here I am paying money, so cash or bank balance will be decreased. That is going out. Opposite entry can be remembered easily. Okay, I will repeat the section once again. This debits and credits. It is pure commerce. It is not ERP. It is not related to Dynamics AX at all. This is not linked to Dynamics AX. This is ERP like a commerce subject. So as I told you, if you want to learn like 5 things you need to learn: finance, domain knowledge, commerce knowledge, little bit technical knowledge, next ERP concepts, and then how to do Dynamics AX, how to operate. All these things should be covered. So now commerce knowledge. This is commerce knowledge. Next, domain knowledge. All these things will be covered in my explanation. Many people think like, if I know this how to operate, I can get a job. No. Okay, these things will be covered. Now, little bit confusion, but don't worry, after 1 week or 10 days, you will understand slowly. Okay, customer invoice means customer account data to sales revenue account credit. Because I'm going to receive money from the customer. Debit means what comes in. I'm going to receive money from the customer. And I have received money now. Customer payment means customer has paid and I have received money. So my cash balance or bank balance will be increased. And customer account will be created. So commerce people, they will use the word customer account data to revenue account. They will not use the word credit. Customer account data to sales revenue account means credit. If you are not speaking anything means it is credit. Here also, cash or bank account data to customer account. Because here I'm receiving money from the customer. My bank balance or cash balance is increasing. Okay, if you learn these 4 transactions, that is enough. For commerce related topic, these 4 should be learned theoretically, logically, whatever the way you want to apply. So if you wake up at midnight 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or early morning 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, then if anyone asks, you need to give the answer immediately. In such a way, you need to practice this 4. It is commerce. It is not related to Dynamics AX at all. Okay, let us go to the application. Little bit boring if it is a commerce subject, little bit boring, but it is must, you need to learn. Fine, let us see how to do invoice journal, how to do vendor payment in the system. Okay, so yesterday I have discussed. Let me close this application. So you need to click on any browser. It may be Internet Explorer or it may be Edge or Google Chrome or any browser. You need to open the browser and you need to select the link. You need to enter the link. You need to have the link with username and password. With username and password, then only you will open this application D365. Whereas 2012, it is an icon. In your desktop, there will be an icon. You will click on that one. Yes, please. Yeah, someone else is speaking. Okay, if nothing then. So if it is a AX2012 R3, you need to click on icon button. Whereas D365, any browser you can open, and then you need to enter the link whatever it is there, and username and password. But here I'm not entering any username and password because this is installed in my local system, in my laptop. It is a standalone system. It was copied. So that is the reason without username and password I'm able to open. Now right side corner, this is the company or legal entities. These are companies or legal entities. So sample companies given by Microsoft, and some of the companies I have created for practicing purpose to show remaining batches. So this is Amazon Private Limited. I have created another company earlier. So in your database it will not be there. So for practicing purpose, always try to use USMF company. Try to use USMF company only. Okay, for practicing purpose. Later on you will understand what are the remaining companies. So left side here there are modules. There are so many modules are there. For finance, the first module is accounts payable module. So collapse all, invoices, invoice journal, invoice journal. So we are learning. So we need to pay money to the vendors, that is need to pay. Pay means accounts payable. And we need to receive money from the customers. Receive money, that is accounts receivable. So the first focus is accounts payable module, next focus is accounts receivable module. These things you will understand first. Slowly you will understand all these things. Okay, so the first one is accounts payable module. So invoices, invoice journal. Click on new button. It is technical words. New button. Select from the drop down. From this drop down, this is a drop down. Select AP invoice journal. So this journal how to create, I will explain you later. And you can click on lines. In 2012 lines only, whereas in D365 you can click on this journal batch number 740 also, or click on lines, anything is fine. The form is opening. Okay, now what I will do, I will create a new vendor. I will create a new vendor so that you will understand. That means a new organization I am creating. In this is a vendor. I am creating a new organization. This is a new company, a vendor. I am creating one company, one vendor. Let me create a vendor. If you want to create a vendor, accounts payable, collapse all, vendors, all vendors. Okay, so I'm creating suppose 1012, new vendor 1012. So here I need to enter the vendor account number. I'm creating 1012 vendor account. And suppose I'm creating here Dhana Enterprises, anything. Okay, group is mandatory. So this is vendor group. I'm creating suppose part vendor something, one vendor group. It is mandatory, you need to select. And inside so many things are there, you will understand slowly those things. Now one thing you need to remember, currency of the company, currency of this vendor. So this currency of the vendor is US dollars. US dollars, because this company is USMF. Somewhere else I have configured this default currency is US dollars. That is the reason it is coming. If you want to change, you can change the currency. You can change the currency. Okay, so for this vendor, for the new vendor, you will, in real time scenario, you will enter the address. So suppose this is Dhana office corporate address. business address, something I have created. And you can map zip codes, postal zip codes. So I'm selecting one zip code, something. Automatically, if you select zip code, automatically city, state, and county was populated. Okay, so if it is India, instead of county, it will be district. If it is instead of India, it will be district. So you have created address like a street something, 24/7 something, 24 class 5 something, 5th class. So in US that will be like this, numbers and classes they will have. So address will be filled usually. And if any contact information like to whom you are approaching the persons, that information will be updated here.
Hi, Mr. Satya. I have one
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this one is first classes, no?
First, yesterday it was started.
Yesterday. Before that, will you teach us how to create any customer company, how to set up, how to install Dynamics 365, and how to create one company, and how to set up all GLs like vendor, customer. I think today you are directly doing payments and.
So first the learning is installation. I am not going to teach. Installation is a part of a technical. I'm not going to teach. My way of teaching is first transactions,
Okay.
then masters, then setups.
Sorry, pardon? Oh, setup.
Yeah, and then parameters.
Okay.
Then after that, company creation, then parameters,
Okay.
then setups, then masters, then
Transactions.
Yeah. First, I'm focusing this.
That's all only, yeah? In functional.
Yes. Yeah. This is a
And
sample.
a number sequence, it's all about, no?
So if you are creating a company and doing these transactions means you need to map all those things, am I right? Number sequences, like accounting structure, financial dimensions, ledger mapping, all those things should be covered, am I right?
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Everything. See, this is you will learn after some time, because first if you don't know about this one, if I start this one, people will get confused. So my way of teaching is like this first. After that,
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Actually, I'm accounts person, not so that's why.
yeah, sure, definitely.
Thanks.
Okay. You can discuss with the institute and they will provide you, one is demo session and extra session also.
Okay.
Demo session. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have created a vendor account. So as I told you, first initially I will introduce about transactions and slowly I will introduce about masters. Fine. Now we have created a vendor account, and if you look at these transactions, it is a blank. If you look at these transactions, vendor tab, transactions area page, sorry, this is transactions is a button. Okay. In this we don't have any transactions because we have created a new one. Now suppose I have received an invoice from this vendor 1012 Dhana Enterprises. So the name will be populated automatically. Next, invoice number, okay, and the date when he has generated. Usually it will be today or 1 or 2 days before, earlier. And as I told you, whenever you are doing vendor invoice, I need to pay money to the vendor. So that is credit. Suppose I'm entering $100. It is credit. Now what item you are purchasing, that is office expenses, that may be a stationery item, that may be anything. So I'm selecting office supply expenses. If you want specifically like A4 stationery, water bottles you are purchasing, like paper napkins, something, whatever you are purchasing, that one, if you want, you can create that specific ledger account and you can map. Okay, so vendor account credit and offset account I have not mapped means it is debit. I have not mapped anything like I have not entered anything like 100 here. It is only one entry I have posted. Automatically this is offset account will be posted in the reverse. This is credit and this is debit. Always ERP, any ERP is called double entry system. If it is a manual, I'm sorry, if it is manual, it is single entry system. If it is any ERP, it is a double entry system. Always it will be a double entry system. Okay, so one account will be credited and another account will be debited. So let me post this one.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, Satya, this invoice number we have mentioned, that is the PO invoice number, or this is specific for this invoice journal?
So it is whether it is a purchase order invoice or invoice journal, these are invoice generated by vendor. Suppose you are purchasing A4 stationery. You are purchasing A4 stationery. For that, vendor has to give an invoice copy. Am I right?
Yeah, right.
That invoice number you are entering here.
Okay, and is there any link between that PO which we are creating in procurement and sourcing and this vendor invoice journal?
Actually, as I told you, there are 4 ways in an invoice journal. You can create vendor invoices 4 ways. This is simply I'm not creating a purchase order, I'm booking expenses. Suppose for expense items or without any item. This is without any item. Then we will use this function, invoice journal. If it is a with item, then we'll go for purchase order to invoice. And there are 2 more methods. As I told you, 4 methods are there. You will understand those one by one. You know only 2 methods. One is invoice journal. This is without any item. And another method is purchase order to invoice with an item.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was posted. Now if you verify the voucher, so here if you look at this one, expenses account data to vendor account credit. This is vendor balance credit. Now if you verify the vendor transactions, if you refresh, one transaction will be there here. It is credit. Otherwise you can close this one. You can see the vendor balance. You can see the vendor balance. Give me a second. In this, in the transactions area page, this is vendor tab, transactions area page, balance button. If you click on balance button, these are technical words. You need to speak with your developer whenever you are speaking. So that is the reason you need to have technical knowledge, little bit technical knowledge. So here 100 credit, because I need to pay $100. I need to pay 100. Okay, $100. So this is $100. If it is invoice is generated, vendor account credit. Vendor account credit. Yes, please. Anyone?
Yeah, sir. Technical
Yes,
knowledge means commerce knowledge.
No, it is
Yes,
whatever I'm using the words. No, technical knowledge means here tab, radio button. That's what my intention. Because whenever you are speaking with opposite person, it is not technical knowledge means you are not going to write any coding here. Here, procurement tab. This is a tab. Vendor tab.
Okay.
Invoice tab. In this is settle area page. Settle area page or related information area page. Payment, prepayment page. In this vendor tab, go to transactions area page, click on balance button. Click on balance button because you need to write a document to the developers, like FDD documents you need to prepare. At that time, if you are using the proper names, for them it will be easy. Okay, without
Okay.
this people,
Thank-
so they will write like vendor, and then see, while writing here in the notifications, so go to the vendor account, vendor 1012, next vendor tab, next transactions area, next balance button. Even if you write or not, no issues, but if you write like this, then the person can understand easily, like in the vendor account 1012 vendor tab. If you want here downside also, there is so many things are there. These are called fast tabs. Contact information fast tab. This is miscellaneous fast tab. Here also invoice is there. Look at this one. Inside there are so many. Okay, so payment fast tab. So whether we are referring this one or referring this one, understood? So that is the reason, if you use that words in documentation, that will be easy. That is the reason I told you little technical knowledge, very little. You are not going to write
Thank-
any code. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, welcome. Fine. So let me go back. So we have created an invoice journal. Then $100 I need to pay money. That is the reason it is showing balance 100. It is showing balance 100 credit. The reason behind, I need to pay money to these vendors. I need to pay money to these vendors. Now, suppose after 1 month or 10 days or 20 days or 15 days or 1.5 month, I need to pay money. So if you want to do pay money, you can go to accounts payable, collapse all, payments, vendor payment journal. Vendor payment journal. Click on new button. Click on new button. From the drop down, select the journal name. Select the journal name. Click on lines button. Click on lines button. So you can write like click on lines, but if you write click on lines button, that will be very specific. Okay, now select the vendor 1012 which we have created. Now I'm doing payment. So if I'm doing payment, my bank balance will be decreased. Cash balance or bank balance will be decreased. So for time being, I'm selecting cash. Ledger, cash I'm selecting. Bank, I need to explain you many things. We'll discuss that one later. So I'm selecting cash. Cash account credit. It is because my cash balance is decreasing. If I'm doing payment, I'm paying money from my pocket or from my cash box. So my cash balance or bank balance will be decreased. As I told you, credit means what goes out. It is going out. Okay. So my cash balance or bank balance is decreasing. That is the reason it is credit. Then it will be debit. Vendor account will be debit. Now I'm posting. So I have paid my bank, like I have paid amount to this vendor 1012. Now if I verify to the like vendor, and if I click on balance, it should show how much amount?
0.
0. So if I go to balance, it will be 0. The balance is 0. Okay, of course there are three. One is balance in currency, that is transaction currency. Another one is accounting currency, reporting currency. These things you will understand slowly. So now if you verify the transactions, it will show one is credit, one is debit. If you click on transactions, the first one is credited because invoice received from the vendor against material which I have received, that may be any material, and I have paid money, so net balance is 0. So there is one more function, settle transactions. You will understand later. This too can be settled down. So what is that settlement process? You will understand later. So here in this invoice tab, there is settle transactions and undo settlement. I will discuss with you later. I will explain you terms of payment, cash discount. Then I will come to here. I will explain you these things. Okay, now the balance is 0. So vendor invoice, vendor payment, we have learned. Vendor invoice, vendor payment, we have learned. So Durgesh, Neha and Suresh, if you don't mind, can you share your mobile number or email ID to Institute so that they can approach you? Durgesh Sharma, Neha and Suresh. If you can share your details, for Monday, they will give you the link. Okay, so most probably they may change that link. Okay, yeah, once you paid fee, you need to pay fee by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, then you will be allowed. And they will give you the new link, most probably Monday. Okay, so to share with you the links, any changes in the new links or something, Institute need to approach you. That is the reason Institute is asking your number and email ID. Okay, fine. Let me proceed. Now, vendor invoice, vendor payment, we have learned only one way. There are so many methods inside. There are many methods you are going to learn. One time, vendor invoice, vendor payment you have learned. Now, customer invoice. In the customer invoices also, there are two methods. There are two methods. One is free text invoice. Another one is sales audit invoice. That one you will understand later. So let me show you free text invoice, how to create. This is receivable. We are going to learn this one, receivables. As we need to receive money from the customers, that is receive money. That is the reason module called receivable, accounts receivable. Let me go to here. Now we are going to accounts receivable module. Accounts receivable module. In this, how to create a free text invoice? Invoices, all free text invoices. So all free text invoice, this is without any item. So in this, it is without any item. First method. And second method is purchase order to invoice. There are four methods. In this, it is with item. This you will understand later. It was introduced in T&L Trade and Logistics, but you will understand in finance later. So in customer invoices, one is free text invoice. Second option is sales order to invoice. This is with item. This is without any item. Without item. Free text invoice. Let us understand. So click on new button. Select the customer. Select the customer. So automatically some more fields will be updated, invoice date and something. So these fields are updated. So you will understand what is this later, the date and due date and terms of payment. You need to understand all those things slowly. Okay, select this is customer account. Now select the revenue account. Revenue account is 4 series. You need to select revenue account. Suppose some services you have provided to the customer, and for that you are charging 500. You are charging 500 whatever the services you have provided to the customer, because without any item means you have provided some services. Example, like suppose water purifier. You have water purifier, like in your company, in your home there is water purifier. So water purifier company person, they have visited your home, and he did some services, some cleaning and some services he provided. For that he charged $500 or 500 rupees. So for that he has given an invoice copy that we are updating. So click on post button. Then here you need not to worry about debits and credits. System will take care. System will take care about debits and credits. So posting button is there. If you want to take a printout, you need to enable this checkbox and click OK. Without any item, you are doing customer invoice. You are generating customer invoice as a free text invoice. Now once it is posted, you can click on invoice journal. And then you can click on voucher. So here customer account data to revenue account credit. Customer account data to revenue account credit. If you click on voucher, so customer account data to the customer account, accounts receivable, customer balance account data to revenue account credit. Actually there is a sales tax, it was involved, that is the reason it is coming. How it will be calculated sales tax you will understand later, not now. Slowly you will understand. So that is another setups. So we are focusing on these two. Slowly you are going to learn this one also, setups. That is later, not now. Okay, so for customer account data to revenue account credit, that's what we have discussed. Customer account data to revenue account credit. Next, customer payment. Let me show you. So accounts receivable module, collapse all. One is invoices, one is payment. So now payments, customer payment journal. So click on new button. So at least this weekend, try to get it installed in your system. This application, try to get it installed. So in the drop down, you need to select the journal name. This also configurable. You are going to configure. This is one of the setup. You need to do it. You will understand this one later. Okay. You can click on lines button, or you can click on journal batch number. So date is populating automatically. Voucher number is coming from somewhere else. How to set up this configure numbers voucher series, you will understand later. You need to understand that is in the company creation process. You are going to learn in this. How it is coming, this voucher number, from where it is coming. Select the customer. Select the customer. So from this customer, I'm going to receive money. So cash or bank balance will be increased. Cash balance or bank balance will be increased, means debit. Petty cash, I'm selecting petty cash. My bank balance or cash balance is increasing, that is debit. Now it is credit. This is, I need to enter credit. Now post. So this is customer payment. My cash balance or bank balance is debited, it is debit, and customer account credit. So vouchers, so here if you look at this one, cash balance account data to cash account data to customer account credit. Okay. Fine. So these 4 transactions you need to learn, and these 4 transactions only you are going to learn minimum to minimum 2 to 3 weeks. There are many options. You need to apply methods of payment, terms of payment, cash discount. One by one you need to understand, and purchase order invoice, sales order invoice, all those things. At least 3 weeks something you are going to learn all these things. And for this you need to understand bank, how to create a bank account and how to do methods of payment. There are many things. At least 2 to 3 weeks you are going to learn these things. So invoice journal, one is vendor invoice, vendor payment. Next customer invoice, customer payment. Okay, if you want to do all these things, you need to have accounting structure, chart of accounts. Tomorrow I'm going to introduce. Otherwise now today let me introduce one topic, general ledger module, chart of accounts classification. Chart of accounts classification. One is assets, 2 liabilities, 3 equities, 4 sales revenue, okay, sales revenue, 5 cost of goods or purchase expenses, 6 expenses, 7 incomes or other incomes, 8 appropriation. This is chart of accounts classification. So these 3 are balance sheet. 1, 2, 3 are balance sheet items, and the 4, 5, 6 are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are profit and loss accounts or income statement. So this is also classification of chart of accounts is a classification of commerce. Here I'm telling like 1 asset, 2 liability, 3 equities, 4 sales revenue, 5 cost of goods, 6 expenses, 7 other income, and 8 appropriation. Try to remember in this sequence only. Try to remember. It is not a rule. Whereas golden rules, this is a rule. This is not a rule, but this is best practice. So I can make like 1 is expenses, 2 is 1 is expenses, 2 incomes, 3 revenues, or 4 assets. I can do whatever I want, but that is not good. It is best practice. In India, if you are driving, left turn is free. You are sitting in the right side, like a driver seat will be in the right side, and left turn is free. Whereas in USA or in Dubai, Gulf countries, right turn is free. Suppose you are learning car driving. So suppose 1 week you are staying in Hyderabad and you are staying in 1 week in other one, like suppose Dubai. If you are learning this car driving, you will get confused. 1 week you are learning in India, 1 week you are learning in Gulf country, Dubai something. You will get confused whether I need to take left turn or right turn and what it is. While learning, you need to learn only one way, whether it is in India or it is in Gulf countries. Either one you need to learn, so that you will get confident on that process, how to drive this car and how to take turns, left turn or right turn or U-turns, whatever it is there, how to take it. Those things you will be habituated in one area, then next country you can learn. In the same manner, here also I am following this one, and Microsoft is following this best practice. 1 assets, 2 liability, 3 equities, 4 sales revenue, 5 cost of goods or purchase expenses, 6 expenses, 7 other incomes, and 8 appropriation. So try to follow this number sequence. What is this? I will discuss with you tomorrow or Monday in detail. Tomorrow means it is Monday. So the sessions will be Monday to Friday, morning 6 to 7 trade and logistics, 7 to 8 finance. So this is about chart of accounts. These are about chart of accounts. Okay, next financial dimensions I need to teach. And you will understand accounting structure slowly. Okay, so I'm stopping here. Anyone please unmute yourself. If you have any doubts, we'll try to discuss. I will give you clarifications on this one. And whoever has paid fee, they will get into one group. WhatsApp group will be there, and my number will be there in that group. So you can you will get access for video recording sessions also. Once you paid fee, video recording sessions also will be provided to you. If you provide your email ID, it will be shared. Fine. Yeah. Anyone has any doubts, please unmute yourself.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
In regular day-to-day work, we are doing like when we are creating voucher, we do validate first, then we post.
Yeah.
So is there any difference before without doing validate and with doing validate posting?
Both are same. Both are same. Validating means whether I'm getting any error or not. I'm just checking. That's it. I will give you explanation about that validating and simulate posting. What is that? And first I need to explain you about accounting structure. Then I will show you. I will explain you what is the impact of this accounting structure with validate and simulate posting.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Anything else, anyone,
Hello?
please?
Yes, Mr. Victor. For practice, will you provide any software, Dynamics 365 for practice?
Fine. So for this, you can approach Rajashekar. One guy is there.
Okay.
You can approach this guy. So let me give you a number. Give me a second.
Okay.
So he will charge some amount, small amount. So you need to pay that amount to that guy, and you can get it installed. 94942.
For practice, you will charge extra.
Yeah, he will charge. He is a separate guy, independent guy. You can get it installed with your own, otherwise outside, or if you want, yeah, you can approach this guy. This is a not institute person. This is not my person. Institute is different, myself is different, and this person is different. Okay, he will charge some money. So if you are in Hyderabad, if you are approaching him, he will charge around 1000 to 1500 in between. If it is remotely, because if you are not in India, or if you are in another state or another city, then he will charge 2500 rupees. Okay, you can call him, and you can you can get it installed in your laptops. Yeah. Anything else, anyone, please? Okay, anything else?
Hello, Satya. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, actually, chart of accounts, how it's led to the general ledger and subledger.
Okay, 1 second. That is ledger subledger concept. I need to explain you. In the vendor posting profile, it is there. In the vendor posting profile, it is mapped with the ledger with subledger concept. So one of the topic I will explain in future, but it is linked through vendor posting profiles and item groups postings. So in the
And
postings,
one more. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you teach fixed assets also?
Yeah, it is one of the module.
In website, I have seen, but it is not covered in fixed
So see,
assets.
general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, cash and bank management, fixed assets, budgeting, tax module, consolidation, and credit and collections. These all are finance.
Okay.
Yeah. Because fixed assets, without fixed assets, you cannot become a finance consultant.
And one more doubt. Yesterday, I have given one interview. They asked me, so if a client is using Tally, they have a 600 of main accounts and around 900 of general like subledger accounts. How what you suggest for them to do in main accounts, and how many main accounts you will create, like that they asked. So can you please answer that?
So see, if it is a subledger accounts, we'll have subledger accounts versus summary account. Okay, so all subledgers, how they want to grouping, you need to make it. I mean to say, first you need to focus on subledgers. Subledgers means customers, vendors, item master, and all those things. Okay, so item also one subledger, and even fixed assets also one subledger, and employees also subledger. Now first you need to focus on how to mapping these subledgers into ledger. So whether it is I want to domestic customers, international customers, grouping you need to understand from the business, or they want state-wise customers, Andhra Pradesh customers, Telangana customers. So you need to make it. So based on that, you are going to map based on the like their requirement. You need to map. So ledger accounts in the ledger accounts, if it is maybe 600, in that maybe some 30-40 ledger accounts are related to summary accounts. That is, as I told you, Hyderabad customers, one group. I can map one ledger account. Vendor groups, like I can create one more domestic vendors or international vendors, or local vendors or international vendors. So you need to study their groups, customer groups and vendor groups. Based on that, you are going to map the ledger accounts. Remaining all are normal ledger accounts.
Okay. Main accounts and chart of accounts are different, right?
No, a group of main accounts is a chart of accounts. So these all are combined together, main chart of accounts. These each one is a main account. In the assets, there will be so many main accounts. In the liability, there will be many accounts. All these main accounts together is called chart of accounts.
Okay.
Group of main accounts is a chart of accounts.
Okay. We can copy this chart of accounts from other entity also, right?
No, it is enterprise level data. It will be by default, it is a shared data. So you need to explain, I need to explain you one of the concept, ERP concepts. It is enterprise level data. What is this enterprise level data means? If you create in one company, it will be available in all companies. That is enterprise level data or cross company data. So chart of accounts are cross company data. So it is not required. It will be by default, it is available. Suppose I have a company in Hyderabad and I have another company in Bangalore. I can create only one chart of accounts and I can map this chart of accounts to Hyderabad and Bangalore. That is ERP concept, enterprise level data.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the reason I told you this will be all covered. One is commerce knowledge, next domain knowledge, little bit technical knowledge, ERP concepts, and then how to operate. So many people will think like, if I know how to click, I can get a job. No, all these things, skills should be there if you want to get a job or if you want to sustain in a company. Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
Yes, Satya, you said about
have-
invoice generation and all.
Hmm.
So if we all created invoice for our vendors, so like vendors are created invoice to us, so they can send directly to the soft copy or else hard copy. And is there any interlink between our website and their website?
So those things also it will be there. That is based on the like how you are going to do it. One is if it is vendor whoever is sending, if it is your company only, then it is intercompany stock transfer available, one function. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to give access your system to the vendor, that is vendor collaboration functionality is available in the system. You can give your application access to the vendor, and he can load the information like purchase order confirmation, those things, and you will get that information. Otherwise, these two are independent. So if vendor is giving soft copy of invoice, yes, you can download that one. That is invoice register function, separate function is available. That is also available. That is advanced functionality recently Microsoft introduced. Or normal copy, like physical copy you have received. That is, many options are there in the system.
Okay.
You can give access to the vendor directly. They can do a confirmation of the material, purchase order confirmation. So that is also possible in the system. So many options are there. There is vendor collaboration.
Irrespective of what they are using ERP, we can share the link, right?
Yeah, you can share the link. That is only for a confirmation or little bit, very little. They cannot have access to look at your system. That is external user only.
Okay.
That is also possible. Yes.
Sir, I have one small doubt.
Yeah.
This one, in this course, are we going to cover inventory valuation and cost of yeah, especially in inventory valuation, costing and inventory valuation?
So like costing is a big word, and if it is related to standard cost methodology, it is a part of manufacturing. It is a part of manufacturing standard cost. High level inputs I will give you, because I need to create how to create a costing sheet, cost calculations, calculation groups, all those things will be covered in manufacturing actually. But I will teach you about FIFO, LIFO, weighted average. Those things, to be frankly, it is a part of trade and logistics. It is a part of trade and logistics. But I will combine both batches, finance and T&L.
As an accountant, I need to know what is the
That's
cost
what-
of the good.
That's what.
So
See,
as an
that's what. Let me finish. As per the Microsoft, this is a T&L. This is a T&L, whatever you are asking. But I will teach for finance consultant also. That's what I'm telling you here. As per the Microsoft, it is a trade and logistics. But I know, being I'm working in this ERP industry, like ERPs from last 20 years. So finance consultant also should know about this one. That is the reason I will cover here.
Okay.
Make sense?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
One question, Mr. Satya.
Yes.
I want to know whether how we can have the implementation knowledge. Would you be sharing those things?
So implementation methodology, are you asking about implementation methodology?
Yes, overview so that
So
how the
regarding that
process
one,
will
regarding that one,
begin.
I'm going to, regarding that one, I'm going to give you a lecturing but not teaching. I will give you high level inputs about implementation methodology, like from requirement gathering to go live. What is the procedure? I will explain you. Regarding documentation, I will give you one sample example for FDD, how to create FDD. I will show you. But remaining, I will explain you overall, but I'm not going to teach you. It will not be covered. But I'm going to guide you how to do it, like high level inputs, like what is requirement gathering, what is business requirement document, what is FDD, what is FitCap. I will explain you in a session, one session. That is also together, finance and T&L together. Because even trade and logistics people also, they should know about the terminology. So I will introduce and I will discuss with you about maybe one session, something, one and a half session. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
And one more quick solution I heard in the system. You have the navigation, it shows the path, account variables, invoice, budget. So
yeah,
I've seen
so
that in some systems. How is it a setting that you can do and activate?
So navigation, it is available. See here, it is available.
At this. Yeah. Some versions I've seen like it's not there. So
no, it is. You need to enable checkbox. It is enable. You need to go to system administration. Okay, here it is in the client. 1 minute. Client performance options. You need to go to system administration, client performance options. The first checkbox will be disabled for you. This checkbox will be disabled for you. You need to enable this checkbox. That's it.
Enable legacy navigation.
Yeah, this checkbox. Enable legacy navigation bar. If you enable this one, then it will be enabled. Even it is 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, all old versions also it is available. Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
Anything else?
Okay.
Anyone?
Thank you, sir. No,
Yeah.
nothing.
Remaining people, anyone has any doubts?
What is the legacy number here?
This one, legacy
Yes,
system means actually legacy system means in the old version, means AX 2012 versions, it was showing properly like the path, and the latest version Microsoft by default it was disabled. So let me show you. If I disable this button, what happens? System administration, client performance options. This is legacy, means old system, and that means AX 2012. I have disabled this one and click OK. Then if I go to accounts payable, invoices, invoice journal, the path will not be shown. Look at this one. It is not showing the path. Let me refresh. This path, whatever it is showing now, it will not show. So that's what Muhammad is asking. I think someone else is asking how to get the path. This path is not there.
Oh, yeah.
That path is legacy system.
No, actually, in my company now, when we are creating vendor or customer, so that time the legacy code also there. So along with the vendor code or customer code, the legacy code also there.
That is a customization in your system. They may be like customized as per your requirement.
Okay.
As per your requirement, they may be customized. So because you want to compare the people like business users, they may be habituated to this old number and they want old number versus new number. That is the reason they may customized as per your requirement. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah. Anything else? Anyone, please? Okay. If it is nothing, then we can connect once again on Monday. See you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.